What's going on, YouTube? Trucking Life here again. Sorry for getting back kind of late in the evening, man. It's been a long day. Actually worked today, and I set out to answer the questions. I think you guys should reach back out because I see you guys got some questions on here. I'm gonna try my best to answer to the best of my ability. Sorry for the bad lighting, but I know I still got to get it done. So ain't no excuses where I'm from letting it make it happen, man. So you know I gotta try to make stuff happen regardless. So let's get this started without further ado, man. Cause I'm kind of tired. I ain't gonna lie. My eyes probably look kind of messed up right now, but you know, no excuses. So let's get it going here. I hope I say your name right. If I say your name wrong, please forgive me. First question I got was from Lashai. Are there any companies that will take me if I have had an accident? That was your question. I sent you a message asking you what kind of accident it was. First of all, it depends on the magnitude of the accident. Like if you had rollovers, if you had fatalities involved, stuff like that is kind of hard to bounce back from, man, because you know your DAC report get messed up. Now they got CSA points, so you got points racked up. You get too many of them. You know, a lot of companies' insurance won't even take you because your CSA points is too high. But if you got like a little fender bender or something like that, nothing major. Nah, I done got hired with companies that had accidents. I didn't tore up some stuff, man. And I ain't never had no fatalities. I ain't never rolled over, but I have did some damage. You know what I'm talking about? But and they still hired me. So it depends on the magnitude of the accident. If anybody out there that know more about it than me, from my experience over 15 years going back and forth, you know I done crashed up some stuff. So you know, in my experience has been that. A lot of companies will mess with you, man. You know, push come to a shove, you let a little time pass, probably like a year or two. You know, then they might not trip on it because it's old. Because you notice on the application they ask you, have you had any accidents or incidents within the last 3 years? Most of them say that. So if you gotta lay low for a couple years, if it's too bad, let it fall off your record. Keep your license active. Keep that DOT card good. And then when it's time to get back out there, or if you want to do that, it's some little rinky-dink companies. I don't know where you live or where you're from, but I know over in Chicagoland, it's a rinky-dink company that'll hire you. Now, with that being said, the greatest companies not gonna hire you. Depends on how bad the accident is. Now you get some back alley Joe Blow stuff, they'll hire you, and they really don't too much care about. They care about it, but they probably shaded anyway, man. I didn't see a lot of companies, man, that did some really under the table stuff, and that might be one of the companies that'll hire you unless you don't want to lay low for a couple years. Now I could be wrong. This is just my experience. The accident ain't that bad, little fender bender. Most companies pick you up, especially the real big companies, because most of them are self-insured. So if they self-insured, that means they make the choice to hire you or not. They don't have to go through a third party to hire you. So that makes it a little bit better because they make the final call, not the insurance company outside of their realm. So Lashai, I hope I said it. I hope that answers your question. I'll move forward now. Deandre Jones, this is for you, bro. You had a couple questions here. First of all, you asked one question you asked me was I was from. I texted you back. I said I'm from Chicago. Then you had another question. What's the income for a local container driver? I'm thinking about becoming a container driver. Now that varies from state to state and where you're from. It varies. I know in Chicagoland area over here, average for a company container driver or owner operator, I'm not sure whichever one. I'm just gonna throw some numbers out there. You could look at the national average of it. It's on Google. You could Google it. Average for company drivers, I know some people that actually made between $700 a week to $1,500 a week being a company driver. Some made more, some made less. It depends on what you're doing and how you do it. Owner operators, I've seen companies that pay from anywhere from $1,000 a week, owner operator, to where you can make anywhere from $1,000 to $1,500, or $1,500 to $3,000, $3,500. This depends on what you're doing and how you're doing it. Now, them numbers I'm just throwing out there, but it's somewhere up in there between company driver hauling containers, and then you have the owner operators hauling containers. Some of these companies out here will, man, they will like shaft you, man. So the next question was, I hope that answered your question, Deandre, that first question. Your second question was, what's the next step I need to get or do before getting my truck? I told you go check out that entering a lease to purchase, or that video. That video kind of explains, it breaks down pretty much what you asking me right here. That's just my idea, just my opinion to do it like that. So I ain't gonna answer that in this video because I got a couple more questions to get to. I think you got one more, and then I gotta go to the email, and then I'm gonna finish the video. I ain't gonna make it too long because, you know, attention span nowadays ain't so long. Anyway, all right. Now, your next question was, it's still Deandre Jones. It's still you. Can I be successful with hazmat on my license, which I have getting my own truck? Okay, they answered my first question. You are going on operator. Can I be successful in the port of Houston? Now, I don't know nothing about Houston, to be honest with you. I would say this. I had hazmat on my license for 14 years. No, for 13 years. I just let it go like a couple years back. Probably a couple years ago, I let it go. Hazmat is good when you with a big company and you ain't footing that bill if something go wrong. Most companies add a little bit more. It depends on, like, if you hauling straight hazmat for a company, if that's all they haul mainly is hazmat, then it's good for that because they got the proper amount of insurance for it. Even if you're on operator, they got the right amount of insurance for it. You kind of cover, but even though you're still taking a risk because if something happened, a spill or something happened, there's some clauses and some of them insurance things where if that's your vehicle, it's your power unit, and you hauling that hazmat, you are technically liable. Even as a company driver, you are technically liable for that load, or if anything happens, a spill happens. But the difference is when you a company driver and you have a spill, yeah, your license get jacked up if it's an accident, it's your fault. But you ain't got to foot that bill, that $5,000 minimum for them guys showing up, the hazmat team just showing up. When you're on an operator, it's a different ballpark. So if you have an accident or something, it's a spill, and the hazmat team show up, that bill is on you. Now, I don't know if they got no insurance to cover that. I don't know. I know some companies, they offer, like, I think like $50 more, $100 more per load if you pull a hazmat load. But I was doing the numbers. The reason I let mine go, because I was doing the numbers, because one time I was coming back from a load off a trip, and you know how sometimes you got to have the UN numbers on your hazmat load? Well, I had a UN number, and you know, you can't make them numbers up. Them actually, because the shipper got to give you specific plaque cards with their UN or NA number on there for that specific hazard class. Anyway, I'm rolling. I get to the rail, one plaque card is missing, so the rail won't take it. Now, I can't drive it nowhere else, because if I get pulled over with one plaque card missing off of the $10,000 fine minimum, if I get pulled over like that. So the risk I was looking at of pulling hazmat with my own truck versus a company driver, yeah, you might get dinged with the, if you're a company driver, you might get dinged with the CSA points, or the DAC report might get a little jacked up, or it might just be a stop and you get whatever. You ain't gotta worry about that fine. Plus that, when it's your own truck, you have to be concerned about the fine. You have to be concerned about the your CSA DAC report getting jacked up. So me personally, I didn't feel a need to have it, man, because I didn't think that I would. I weighed it. It didn't make no sense to me. $50 extra for a load or $100 extra for a load. If I get stopped or something go wrong with that load in transit, it's gonna cost me way more money than the extra $100 or $50 they put on the load. That's just my personal opinion. I ain't saying don't get your hazmat or don't do hazmat. You could do it. Just weigh out the options. Make sure that it's working for you. Make sure if you do pull it, you're really careful. Don't let them rush you until having you pull something down the road and you get popped for it. And then you be like, man, that $50 wasn't worth it, or the $100 wasn't worth it, or it wasn't worth it. But anyway, that's just my personal opinion about that. You can do what you want with that, but if it was me, I get hazmat just to have it, because you trying to get your feet wet, see what's going on. So the company you might go with might have hazmat. So just be careful when you do it. Just be mindful that this is your truck. All responsibility is on you. You know what I'm saying? I don't know if you've been on an operator before, but it's a different ballpark. Stuff that the company covered, what happened to you when you was a company driver, that stuff, a lot of stuff ain't covered when you're on an operator, man. It's all on you. So I will keep that in mind, Deandre. Jones. I hope that answers your question, man. And T. Lashai. Hope that answers your question. I'll move on to the next one, guys. This comes from TRUCKERSHERM908. What's going on, bro? I know I see you out there doing your thing, man. Keep going, bro. Keep going. All right, here we go. You kind of got a lot here. But it's all right. I'm going to try to tackle it as quick as I could so without making this video too long. You know what I'm saying? How are you able to balance your sanity with being I'm laughing because I understand it. If I ain't read the whole question, I understand where you're going with this. How are you able to balance your sanity with being a local owner-operator in the rails and your personal life? I'm gonna try to answer this as brief as possible without going too detailed because you got some more to this. I'm gonna try to touch before I end this video. All right. Well, man, one day at a time, bro. Like, all I can say is you gotta take it one day at a time. Understand what's really important and what's valuable to you. I got a saying. People who know me know this about me. All money, not good money. You know what I'm saying? Just because you making decent money and you lose what's really valuable to you in your life, then was it worth it? It wasn't worth it to me. So my personal life, I try to balance it so that I'm not on the road like that, even though I do almost 600 miles a day. But still, I try my best to get home, or I try to make it work. But on the same token, you've been doing this long enough. I've been doing this over 15 years, man. You kind of learn what works for you or what don't work for you. You know, me, some things I just don't want to do, man. I don't care how good it's paying. I don't care if I get a side hustle because I know I got to make up the money I'm losing here. So I do a side hustle to make up the money. But I'm still home, still a family man. And I'm still able to keep value the things that's really precious to me, like my time. You can't get that back. You got little kids, you want to be in their life, then you got to sacrifice. Somewhere else, something will get sacrificed somewhere. Some people sacrifice the family time for the kids. I mean, with the kids for money, and then say, I'm going to get back at that later. Some people sacrifice the money for the family until their kids get older and they say, I'm going to go get this money now. It just depends on what's valuable to you. Me, my family is more valuable than any dollar because if I get all this money and I lose, you know, my family in the process, that don't make sense to me. And a balance, I don't know if there's such thing as a balance. You got to try to find out a way to make it work for you. What balance me might not balance you. What balance you may not balance me. So if you working a job and you working doing certain runs that you're able to kind of make your number the hard way, but it fits you getting home to be a family man, then that's your balance. It ain't the most convenient way, but that's your balance. So you might want to consider the type of work you do and what's more important to you. At the end of the day, that's your balance. Because everybody balance, there ain't no universal balance. So like, I don't want to make this video too long, so I'm finna go on to the next part of your question. Breakdowns. Breakdowns. Nobody like breakdowns. I don't like breakdowns, man. But they gonna come. So that's another part where you want to make sure that you running your truck optimal enough to be able to make the funds so when the breakdowns do come, you got money to cover it. Or you got money to cover it if your truck is in the shop and you're not making money for that week. Nothing else suffers because the truck is in the shop. I would recommend this to anybody. Like me, I do Uber too. I do Uber, Lyft, I do DoorDash, I do all that stuff. But mainly I do Uber and Lyft right now. So my truck in the shop, because of the breakdown, and I made it home and it's in the shop. So instead of me sitting around twiddling my thumbs, I'm doing Uber. I'm doing Lyft. So you gotta I will always have a side hustle, man, especially owner operators, man, because them breakdowns come when you really don't want the breakdowns. I mean, some people say that's too much, but like I said before, that works out for me. That don't work out for everybody. I know as a man I have to do certain things, so as an owner operator, everything is on you. When your truck is in the shop and it's not running, you're not making money, but you're spending money. Multiple streams of income, peoples. Multiple streams of income is very important. So breakdowns, that's pretty much cover breakdowns. I mean, I don't know if I answered it right, but they're gonna come when they come, and you try to handle the best of your ability. And if you start finding out you go into your savings a little too much to cover breakdowns, then you're not making enough money to operate. Your operating cost is too low. Then you got to make an executive decision. Okay, do I leave this company? Do I find another lane to run? What you got to figure something else out. You got to reevaluate your situation. But if breakdowns come, you got the money to cover it, and you just chill, whatever, till your truck get fixed. Man, kudos to you, man. That's good stuff. That's where everybody needs to be. But the reality is, a lot of us is not there. You know, it's balls to the walls on all fronts, man. You know what I'm saying? It ain't just us owner operators, company drivers. It's in the same. Anyway, I'm going off topic. So I hope that covered breakdowns. All right, the next one was taxes. Taxes, I will put a disclaimer out there. I'm no tax expert, but I've learned some things over the years. When dealing with taxes, especially when you got a truck involved, one thing you want to know for sure is that you got a tax preparer or a tax accountant that understand truck taxes. I can't stress this enough. I wouldn't take my own operator 1099 or whatever, or W4 or W2, whatever form you got. I wouldn't take that to no H&R Block. No shade to them guys, or no Jackson Hewitt. I wouldn't do that. I would find somebody that specializes in truck taxes, because this is the rules that apply to us is different from somebody who got a furniture company or whatever, or somebody who's an employee. You need to get more benefit out of, you need to get more bang for your buck, pretty much. You need to get more benefits out of your filing versus somebody just file it, just put the numbers in and push it through. No, man, you need to find them they need their tax preparer, need to find them waivers or whatever you call them things, them little grants that fits your situation so that it helps the blow. You know what I'm saying? Because on paper, it look like you made a lot of money, but at the end of the year, when you really break down what you made, you look at them numbers, you like, man, the numbers look good, but where's the money? You know what I'm saying? The money went to breakdowns. The money went to your personal expenses, how much overhead you got. But anyway, I'm going to stay on topic. So my thing with taxes is make sure you find somebody that specializes in truck taxes. Not meeting your goals some quarters financially. That happens. That happens a lot of times because I'm guilty of this too at times. We lose track, especially when you're a one-man show. You lose track of where the funds really going if you're a one-man show. Now, if you got somebody that's keeping the books, like you're supposed to be keeping the books, but you know, when you're working 14 hours a day, sometimes it get a little tough, man. Your eyes get a little heavy. The books don't get kept for a while. You trying to catch the last quarter to see what's going on. Sometimes it'll be a little too late, you know, but it'd be a little hard, it'd be a little rough. So, couple ways you could do it that I would do it. Analyze the situation. Analyze, see how much money you actually made that quarter, how much money you lost, what you spent out for your maintenance or whatever business costs you had, and then find out, okay, if it was the runs that you had or the work that you got supplied because you leased onto a company. If you leased onto a company and they dispatching you, they supplying your work. Then you find out, okay, well, certain runs I'm running these hours, I'm running these miles, but it ain't matching up to the money I'm supposed to be making to be able to survive. So then I will reevaluate how you are running. Maybe they have other lanes you could work that will allow you to be able to meet your quota. You might have to work a little harder. You might have to do little things that you don't want to do. I don't know how it works. Sometimes it happens that way. Or sometimes you just got to reevaluate how you run it. Sometimes you may think you're making money. You running miles. And then you look at the miles you ran for the money you made and the expenses you took to run that run. You realize, I'm losing. If I run this run constantly, I'm losing. So, if you lost money in a quarter, I mean, the quarter depends how far into the quarter you are, but if not, just use that as an example for the next quarter, so you learn what not to do the next quarter. I mean, sometimes if the quarter might be gone, you might take an L for that quarter. And if it's possible to be leased onto the same company and run a different lane to be able to meet your quota, if not, you gotta make executive decisions. You gotta find a way to either go to another company that's offering a better pay package for you, or do your own thing with your own authority and all that stuff. That's a whole other video. But anyway, yeah, your goals, your quarterly goals. Hope they answered that. Find out how to run your business a little different. Maybe you got to tweak something here and there to make it work, to make the numbers match up so that it's working out for you. Dispatchers. One thing with dispatchers, I say this. They are it's another video I'll make later on, but dispatchers are, they could be cool or they could be jerks. I'm just gonna say it like that. And if you ain't part of the favorite 5 for some of these companies, you'll get screwed, man. I mean, just the bottom line. I don't like the way it's set up right now. And I'm in a situation right now myself where the dispatcher get paid a salary or whatever, and you get paid per move or load, and they control how much money you make. You follow me? The dispatcher get paid a salary or hourly. You get paid by the loads, and the dispatcher controls how much money you make. They can have a list of good loads right there. Easy money, light loads. Don't take all day to do it. You make you about a good $800 to $1,000 a day doing these loads. $500 to $700 a day. Easy money, easy money. Because you ain't the favorite, they'll take that load and give it to their favorites over there. And they'll give you the hard work, the long 14-hour plus day where they ain't paying that much. That's what happens with some dispatchers. So I always say this, learn the system. Every company got systems. When I say a system, they got ways they run. They got certain things they do. It's like clockwork. If you ain't paying attention, you won't even know it's happening. But if you start looking at it, like for an example, some companies offer certain loads on certain days. I'm just giving an example. Let's say, you notice every Thursday they give you this crappy load, right? So you need to set up, so okay, well, I ain't doing this load. I'm gonna stack my dough, right? So when Thursday comes and they want to give me a crappy load, I'm gonna walk away from it. I ain't doing that. Or they might have certain loads on certain days. Learn what loads move on certain days and say, man, look, what about this load? Can I move that load right there? I know you got this load available. They might not tell you that, but you analyze and talk to other drivers, you realize, okay, they got certain loads that they able to do. And they ain't told you, but you just heard other people do it, or somebody fell off a load one day and they called you because they had to. You're the only one out there available. And you're like, man, you know what? I'm going to take this load you do. You're like, man, this is sweet work. What was this work at all this time? So, that'll go with that. Dispatchers. You got to learn how to, don't be no brown noser, but learn the system and learn how to make it work for you, even with them. Because dispatcher will drive you up the wall if you let them. But if you're on an operator, you can't let the dispatcher just drive you up the wall. Sometimes you got to take an L on a day. Sometimes. And taking that L ain't always pretty. You got to take an L when it's inconvenient. But you're going to lose more than you make if you don't take the L. That's a whole other story. But that's how I deal with dispatchers. I had to learn it the hard way. I was taking everything, running like a company driver. Till I realized something, I was like, man, I'm losing money, man. You try to explain it to them, I'm losing money on this. They gonna say, oh yeah, well, you know, it's all we got. You know, they play the dispatcher game. So you play the game right along with them. Learn the system, learn what loads they got, try to throw it out there, try to fish and see what they bite tonight. If not, then you gotta find a way to make it work for you. It's always a way to make it work for you, somewhat. You gotta find a learning system and make it work for you. But anyway, I'm making this video a little too long, so I'm gonna keep on moving. You know what I'm talking about? All right, inside those rails. Oh man, man, it's like inside the rails. It's like Mad Max, man. Only thing the rails is missing is the people with the leather jackets and the little doom buggies with the spikes on it. That's the only thing the rails is missing. Otherwise, it'd be a Mad Max going on in there, man. But for the most part, rails, like with the dispatchers, learn the system. Every rail got a system. Even though it's out of control, and some things you just can't prevent because they're just going to happen, utilize all tools available when you're doing rails. If you got an app, like I said this before, use the app. Don't be high pride going on. If you lost, ask for some help. Ask at least 3 people to get one answer. Learn where the driver assistance building is at. Learn where the flip area is at. If you need to get a flip, learn all this stuff. I mean, constantly learn it. Constantly. Every time you go into a rail, ask questions. Pay attention to what's around you. Even if you don't have to go there right now, just look around. Just okay, K is over there, I is over there. I gotta go to G, but it's cool. I see them. I know where they at. Just in case I gotta go there one day, I know what to do. I know what not to do. And also too, you look at people who in the driver assistance with you. Listen to what they're talking about. Not that you're being nosy. You never know. You might have that same situation. Like when you sit in line of driver assistance and you behind them and you listening to them. I mean, I be all in it. It got so crazy one time. I was all in the window with the dude. Like, I'm like, yeah, man. So what we gonna do about that? He looking at me like, what are you doing? I said, man, I want to know what's going on with you. Just in case that happened to me. And a lot of times, what happens to them happens to you. I'm all in the window with him like, man, what do we do in a situation like this? What's going on? And I imagine I'm in there because I got my own problems, but I know what problem I got. I'm trying to find out what problem he got. Because I might have that same problem. So, you got to have your ears and your eyes open, man, doing rails, man. You already know you do rails now, but when you get deep into them rails where you go to like different rail yards, I mean, every system is different. The yard setup is different. I mean, it's just rails is it's like two worlds, man. Two worlds. The real world, then the regular trucking world. First of all, I want to say thank you guys for reaching out, man, and responding. I really appreciate it because that lets me know if somebody out there probably listening, probably need a question answered. And I hope I answered the questions right. I did to the best of my ability. If you want to get more detail in this, like I said, I'm thinking about starting a podcast where I bring people on who really in this business, who got their own authority, who been in this lease thing for so long, who experienced in this stuff as well as I am. And they can show you from their perspective, not just mine, about the do's and the don'ts, just our opinions. And, I think it'd be cool, man, because if I can't get nobody on, I can just share my experiences until I'm able to get somebody on. Or man, I'm probably able to get one of you guys on. Who knows? Probably do a meet and greet, and get to do a podcast with you guys. Because I don't know everything. I don't proclaim to know everything. I just know what I know, and I try to share that with anybody who want to know what I know. And like I said, I've been in this game a while now. Been on operator going on 7 years. I've been a company driver for who knows how long. I've been in total over 15 years in this business, so I know a little something about the business and what I've seen over the years. So with that being said, I thank you guys for reaching out. I hope this video was helpful. I hope I gave some type of clarity to anything that was kind of up in the air floating around. If you got questions later on, I got positive feedback on this one, so I might do another one next month. I'll see. I'll probably take a poll and see what you guys say. If you say, no, I don't want to see it no more, I'm like, okay. My feelings ain't gonna be hurt. But anyway, if you have any more questions, leave them in the comments or email me at truckingthelife@gmail.com. I might not be in this setting. You can email me anytime when you got questions. I'll try my best to make a video on it or address it or just send a message back to you letting you know what I think about it or my thoughts on it. But for the most part, hope this video was helpful, YouTube. As always, comment and subscribe. Like the video if you liked it. Some people giving a thumbs down for the questions. I'm like, how you give a thumbs down for asking what you know? Somebody gave it a thumbs down like this. I'm like, okay. You and your little thumbs down. But anyway, alright, YouTube.